Listen up, hockey fans. You're in the right place. A no-hold-barred debate between two hockey fans. Stay up to date on current issues in the NHL, even the controversial ones. Welcome to The Debate Hockey Podcast with your host, Brad Burud.
Good evening and welcome to The Debate Hockey Podcast, episode 137. It is a Tuesday night, March 16th. And we are at the midpoint of the National Hockey League season. And Blake, this time change that we suffered in America last Saturday night is completely kicking my ass.
Yeah, you guys went up an hour, right? Yeah, that's
we lost an hour. So now it would normally be 8:51 to me, but it's not 51.
Yeah.
And tonight's not helping because I'm recording late because my day's been a complete cluster. And I don't know. I'm not dealing with my mornings at all.
So Sask is, I think, the only province in Canada that the time never changes. So it's nice.
Yeah, kind of. But now your game times are all messed up.
That's fine. They're on an hour earlier. That's good. Canucks games are on 8 o'clock instead of 9. I like that. That's good.
No, I like 8:30 games. If that's my.
So did you see the Montreal? I think it was last week. The Montreal Vancouver start. Oh my god, 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Well, guess what it was in Montreal? It was 11 o'clock in Montreal.
Yeah, and 12 o'clock on the East Coast, East Coast, like in the Maritimes.
Oh no. Okay. Well, jeez. Okay.
I mean, there might be fans up there. You never know. I don't know.
Well, there is. I know that.
But like that's nuts. Like, what is going on in Vancouver in a pandemic that you need to have that game at 10 o'clock at night?
Because I think didn't TSN have a triple header that night?
Well, Sportsnet had Ottawa and Edmonton on at 7, which that makes sense. But why can't that game be at 6? You know what I mean?
I hate 6 o'clock games.
I mean, that's what, but like, okay, how can in Canada the first game is on at 6 and the next game is on at 9 every single night?
Next Wednesday, I believe it is, Calgary has a 4 o'clock game in Ottawa. How bad does that suck?
Yeah, I mean that it sucks for you. You can't watch it, right? It
sucks for everybody in Calgary.
Yeah, they're probably most of the fans are at work, right? So
yeah. Well, we've complained about our team for the last 2 weeks. And you know what? I'm just happy that I'm not a Buffalo Sabres fan.
Yeah.
We're not talking about this long, but they've lost 11 straight. The Devils have lost 11 straight, and guess what? They play tomorrow night. How many people are showing up for that game?
Something's got to give. No, New Jersey?
11 straight at home they've lost, sorry.
Oh, at home. Yeah.
How do you lose 11 straight at home?
Well, I mean, home ice advantage really means nothing this year. I mean,
you're sleeping in your bed and you're not on these grueling travel trips that these players are talking about.
I don't know. It's just like Buffalo is like an all like bad. Like Detroit was bad last year. Buffalo is like they're outdoing them, and I didn't think that'd be possible because Detroit was like brutal last year.
Buffalo to me looks like the epitome of an I don't give a fuck team more than I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, like the reporters are getting on the players and good on them for that. I mean, that's their job. But like, as a player, it's like, what are you supposed to say? Like, yeah, like they're not going to go out and say, yeah, we suck. Like,
I would. We do.
Like, of course, like they're not getting the results they want, but like on paper, like you look at this roster, it's like if Jeff Skinner's producing and they're getting production from guys that there should be, this team shouldn't be that bad.
Blake, have you ever seen him hand out a cup because of team?
No, I understand you don't hand out cups like for on paper, but like on paper, this team is a lot better than a 6-18-14. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Not much, but like nobody expected Buffalo to be this bad. That's all I'm saying.
Didn't you have him in the playoffs?
I did not have him in the playoffs.
I thought you had him in the playoffs.
No, I did not.
Oh my God. college hockey playoffs are in full swing.
Yeah.
My team, North Dakota, is taking care of business tonight, winning an NCHC Cup. Went to a great North American Hockey League game on Friday night. Awesome.
Who played?
Minot Bismarck, 1,800. I mean, it was pretty good crowd. It was loud. It was 1-1 after two, or after one. It was 2-2 after two. Minot scored with 8 minutes to go up. Bismarck tied it with 3 minutes to go, and Minot scored to the minute 22 to go to win the game. Back and forth. Great game.
Yeah, I can't say I've been to a live hockey game in the last year, so you're lucky on that part.
Spring is in the air. It's warming up. I bought myself a new set of golf clubs this week. A new set of
What kind of clubs did you get?
I bought some Titleist.
AP2s?
No, APs are the old model. I got the new models.
I got AP2s 3 years ago. I like them a lot. They're good irons. I went to Golf Town, tested them out, liked them a lot. So hopefully I can get out to the course lots this summer.
I spent some time last Thursday getting fitted, and I like it a lot.
Where did you go?
I went to Bismarck.
For what's it called? Golf Town? Is it Golf Town?
Nope. They have a Shields there that has a custom fitting. So.
Oh, okay. Minot didn't have that?
They don't have a custom fitting in Minot, no.
Oh.
So playoffs are in the air. We're like a month away from trade deadline, and I haven't even thought about it yet or anything like that. So today on the show, we're going to talk about trade deadlines and the uncertainty that the deadline brings this year with, is it going to be busy? Is it going to be not? How much is the quarantine affected? We'll talk about all that. We'll talk about some mid-season. We're in mid-season already. Yeah. And we'll talk about odds and where the percentages lie of teams making the playoffs. And then we're going to throw in our 2 cents on what teams we think are going to make the playoffs. We'll go around the NHL. ESPN is back. Sponsorship deals. Bennington and the Battle of Alberta last night was
quite the hockey game. Oh, yeah.
Big thanks out to our sponsor, Manscaped. Get 20% off if you use promo code DEBATE, and they're also going to throw in free shipping. Yeah, go to manscaped.com, pick out whether you get the weed whacker, the lawnmower. They got everything now for your grooming needs. The stuff is good. It works good. Blake and I both use it. We both like it. Get on over to manscaped.com and give it a try. All right, Blake. Let's talk trade deadline. As I can't believe it, but we are a month away from trade deadline, and it doesn't seem like we should be to that point already, but we are. Mm-hmm. First thing to talk about is with the quarantine and the struggles there are with that. Is that going to limit where and when teams will start looking for trades?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, normally teams will wait till the deadline. I think the deadline is going to be 2 weeks earlier, especially for Canadian teams. Like if the Leafs want to go out, Kyle Dubas said that he's ready to make a trade, but he also said he thinks trades are going to happen sooner because of the quarantine in place for Canadian teams. Right, there's that 14-day quarantine for American-born players, or sorry, not American-born players, but American players down south to come up to Canada. They got to do that 2-week quarantine. So it's going to push teams up north in the North Division to start their trades a little earlier, for sure.
I'm going to throw out some names.
Okay.
And I want you to kind of give me your rundown on what you're thinking. And are they going to get moved or are they not going to get moved? Kind of topping the list is Matthias Ekholm, defenseman for the Predators. 1 more year on a $3.75 million deal. I think this guy's all but gone.
Well, I mean, I saw a report that they want a similar trade to what the LA Kings got for Jake Muzzin, right? They're similar defensemen. They're both shut down defense first guys. I think Ekholm does get moved. He's definitely the best defenseman on the market on the trade market for sure. And like you say, he's got 1 year left. I think on a team friendly deal at like $3.7 million. I want to say something like that. So
3.75.
Yeah, 3.75. That's great value for a guy that can play on your first pairing, or I mean, if you're a deep team on the back end, you can play in your top four. Some fits. Like if I had to guess, like I know Toronto was kicking tires on him. I did see that. Maybe Montreal swoops in there. They lost Sherrod for 6 to 8 weeks, the broken hand. They got some pieces that they can move. Let's go to the US here. Just trying to think. Maybe Philadelphia. Philadelphia could use a guy in that back end. Maybe
I think Ekholm goes to Winnipeg.
You think? I mean,
they
do need a left shot D-man for sure. I just don't know if Winnipeg can afford it.
What do you mean?
Like it's got to be salary in, salary out. Like who's going the other way on Winnipeg side? Like that's gonna be the tricky thing about this trade.
Where's Winnipeg sit on the cap? Let me pull it up.
Let me look here.
I should know. They have no cap space.
So like that's what I'm saying. Like, okay,
well, nobody has any cap space.
That's what I'm saying, Brad. It's going to be money in, money out. There's no going to be trading first round picks and prospects for a rental this year, right? Or in Ekholm's case, they got 1 year left. Like, let me just go to Winnipeg here and see what they got working here. Winnipeg Jets. So, I mean,
well, they're not trading any of their forwards.
So, I mean, would you be okay with trading Adam Lowry?
Fuck no.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like he's $3 million. Like you're gonna have to trade like Kopp and a couple prospects. I don't know. Like that's what I'm saying, man. It's like, will they take Perreault? I mean, you can send him Matthew Perreault and a first and a couple prospects, right? Yeah. But I mean, that's a trade that could possibly work for Winnipeg. I mean, I'm just trying to think of it like you'd probably have to give up more because you're trading an expiring contract and you're getting Ekholm for one more season, right? So, you maybe trade Perreault, a first round pick, and maybe send him like Vasalainen or something. I don't know. I'm just trying. Let's
do this, Blake. Let's jump ahead here a little bit.
Just ballparking here. I don't know.
Let's jump ahead in the show. We're going to come back to that list. I read an article this week in The Athletic by Scott Burnside. It was a very good article, and he laid out 6 NHL trade deals that he thinks are legitimate deals that he thinks can happen and make sense for both teams. And it was very well done. And I'm going to name off these 6 deals. Let's talk about these deals and if they are legitimacy. And then after that, let's bump back over to that list of top guys on the trade bait list and kind of run through that and touch on the guys that we don't talk about in these 6 trades. The first one is the Buffalo Sabres trade Taylor Hall to Edmonton.
For what?
Well, they can bury James Neal.
Yeah, and they saved $900,000. Okay.
Sabres would have to eat half of the $8 million deal.
Hey, Sabres are eating $4 million regardless. Anywhere Taylor Hall goes, they're eating half.
Yes,
that's set in stone.
That's So
what are they like? They train a first. Like, what's coming back?
It doesn't say exactly.
Okay, so if Edmonton is serious about that, I mean, can Edmonton even take $4 million?
No, they can't.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
well, I'm looking at maybe like They can't afford to send a defense.
Like that's not, but Brad, like you trade futures for Taylor Hall, right? Okay. What are you doing with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins next year? If I was an Edmonton fan, that would be my biggest question: is what is the plan for Nugent-Hopkins? Because if Nugent-Hopkins walks, that's a huge hole in the top six that they have nobody to replace with. Nobody.
I don't know how they afford to re-sign him.
He can play both on the left wing and he can play down the middle. He's a very versatile forward for that team. He is so important. I think honestly that Oiler fans like undervalue Nugent Hopkins. Like he's a good player. Him and Monahan are pretty similar.
They got to do something with Barry too. I think.
He's an R. So okay, let's let me look. So
Larson too.
Larson, Barry, Ennis, Yamamoto's the RFA. Nugent Hopkins is a UFA. Chason, who's been actually pretty solid for them.
That guy's a little weasel. He is good.
He's a UFA too. So I mean, they got some big decisions to make too. And also Mike Smith's UFA. So what's your direction on that, right?
I told them they should. I was talking to some Oilers guys last night or 2 nights ago on the Oil Country podcast, and I said they need to call Vancouver.
For what? No, it's not what he's saying.
Braden Holtby.
I mean, that's a guy who hasn't played in 2 weeks. Like, this guy's not playing.
Don't you think that would be I think the Oilers would have to give up something decent for him.
Well, who was Vancouver going to expose in the expansion draft then?
Well, you just signed some plug goalie and plug his name. Calgary did that for the Vegas expansion.
Okay, so, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that.
I don't know. It just to me would make sense, and it would help. It would help both teams, and you might be able to.
Like we could take like a Chris Russell back. I don't know. Like he's got $4 million left, and he's got a $1.2 million extension next year. So, like, I don't know. I don't see that as a possibility, to be honest, Brad. It makes sense for Edmonton to maybe swing a deal like that. Because Holtby's got 1 year left on his deal. I just don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I thought Holtby was going to play last night against Ottawa.
I'm surprised.
And if he doesn't start tomorrow night, he has to start tomorrow because if Vancouver wants a chance, well, I'm sure we'll talk about them later. Demko has to start Friday and Saturday back-to-back against Montreal. 100%.
But you know what, though, Blake? Holtby hasn't been bad.
Huh?
Holtby hasn't been bad.
Pardon me? Holtby has been awful.
I don't know. Okay, let's go on to the second trade. We're going to get to that later on the show. Second trade. Calgary Flames trade Johnny Gaudreau to the Toronto Maple Leafs. For
William Nylander? Like, what's the catch here?
No. For, it says Alex Kerfoot, Liljegren.
All right, next trade. That is ridiculous. Next trade.
Why? Do you not think that can happen?
That's ridiculous. Why would Calgary even entertain that?
Well, because they'd get a first rounder, Liljegren and Kerfoot.
Kerfoot is bad.
I didn't say he was good.
So you're basically trading Gaudreau for a first and Liljegren.
I would do that.
So Calgary's trying to win, but they're trading for futures. Is that what you're telling me? They brought Sutter in to trade your top player and head into a rebuild? Like, what's the plan here?
But is Gaudreau going to get you anywhere in the playoffs?
Well, I mean, the goal is hopefully Sutter can get him to play the right way, no?
Yes, but my question is Johnny Hockey even physically capable?
I don't know. I mean, that's gonna be Sutter's job the rest of the year to try to figure that out.
I don't think there's any way in hell Johnny Gaudreau is in Calgary after the dust settles.
We'll see. I mean, time will tell. Time will tell with that. He's either with the Flames or he's traded in the summer. Those are the two outcomes.
The third one, Arizona Coyotes trade Darcy Kemper to the Colorado Avalanche.
Oh, if you put the name on the cup if they get Darcy Kemper. That's all I'm saying. If Colorado Avalanche get Darcy Kemper,
so they have the tools to totally make it happen.
They have the pieces to do it.
Yep.
B, they have the cap space because he's got a year left, right? At like $4.5 billion. I think Arizona has to cash in and try to recoup some picks that they lost. Right?
Sure.
I mean that's gotta be high on the list of priorities for the GM of the Arizona Coyotes. You lost your first this year, you lost your second next year. So if they can trade Darcy Kemper and get that first back, and maybe like a defensive prospect, maybe like a Connor Timmins type guy, I think, or maybe even build a trader on Bowen Byram. I think they'd entertain that. Like I would ask for Byram and then Timmins, but I
don't think you do that.
Even if you don't get a first back, if you just get Byram, I think I would do that.
You gotta remember though, Arizona's not in a place of power right now. They need to shed money too.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, like, Arizona has all the leverage in trades with Kemper, right? I mean, they're going to get the best possible trade that they can.
Why didn't they do it last summer?
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know what the hell is going on in Arizona right now. Like, I couldn't tell you. Like the way they run, it's like a Mickey Mouse operation over there. I don't know.
Third one here. Los Angeles Kings trade Dustin Brown to the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Well, seems like a Brian Burke type guy.
Kind of what I thought too.
He's an American, hardworking American. Burke loves those American players. Yeah, I mean, I think Pittsburgh would be crazy to take on this year and next year Brown at over $5 million. I think LA Kings would say, where do I sign to make this trade? Like,
they would have to eat some depending on what gets back to them.
For sure. Obviously, the more money you eat, the more you'll get in return, right? You'll get maybe more picks or more prospects or whatever the case is. So that definitely could be a possibility.
Dallas Stars trade John Klingberg to the Philadelphia Flyers.
Yeah, I said Ekholm could go to Philly too. So they're definitely in the market for a D-man, left or right shot. I mean, Gostisbehere is kind of having a little bit of a bounce back years on the second unit power play. Nice to see him kind of get some production. But yeah, if there's an area to upgrade on Philly, definitely be on the back end.
I see this one could happen. The Los Angeles Kings trade Jonathan Quick to the Carolina Hurricanes.
You know what, Brad? This guy, I don't know how to pronounce his name.
I know who you're talking about.
That guy is pretty good.
I know.
He has a 9 like 25 save percentage and like he's like 5-1.
They're not getting rid of him, but like this would be to replace Reimer. I mean, I think that would be great for this team's actually can go on a cup run.
Well, Quick's hurt right now, so that's a hurdle, right? I don't know how long term that is.
I don't either. But Quick doesn't.
Okay. What happened to Mrazek? Is he hurt? Let me look here.
Mrazek's in Detroit.
No, he is not. Mrazek is on the Hurricanes. What are you smoking?
Well, I'm not going to lie. I've failed to watch a lot of Hurricanes games this year.
You should. You get a lot of death threats, so you should be watching all the Carolina Hurricanes games you can.
I've been on the Hurricanes ass kicks bus for like the last 6 months.
Yeah, because you've been getting death threats. I would too. Yeah, on the okay, so he's not even hurt. He's just not playing.
Yeah,
that's very odd. Something's up there, I think. Yeah, this Alex Nedeljkovic, he's pretty damn good.
How do you say that?
Nedeljkovic? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not a big speech guy. And they got Taro Teravainen, who's going to be coming back too. So they got some reinforcements there too. And they just they bought out Jake there. They put Jake Gardiner on waivers. He's got 3 years left at 2.975. So interesting stuff.
I'm going to read off a list of guys to you who are.
Wait, was that all 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to read off a list of guys to you. We'll dig deeper into this next week when we get closer to deadline in the weeks coming. Maybe not next week, but in the weeks coming.
Yeah.
I just want you to tell me if they're going to get moved or not moved. Don't you have to tell me where, because that's a lot more detail than we need to go into right now. Okay. Rickard Raquel.
Yes.
27-year-old, 3.78. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Elvis Merzlikins. 1 year, $4 million. I don't think he gets moved.
He's RFA. There's no way they do that.
Josh Manson. 29-year-old
defender. Is he in Anaheim still?
Yep. What are you talking about? You don't know that, Blake?
I get him and Montour mixed up sometimes.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
I get him and Montour mixed up.
I got into another conversation earlier this week, and we were dumbfounded. Where's Mike Hoffman playing?
Buffalo or St. Louis? I mean, St. Louis.
You did the same thing.
I thought, it's Buffalo. Or right. St. Louis. You're
about as smart as we were. All of us had to do a double take. We're all like,
yeah, St. Louis.
What the hell is he?
Yeah.
Okay. Luke Glendening, 31-year-old Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah, he's cheap cap hit. He'll get moved. He's a good third, fourth line center.
Here's one that I can't wait to hear your answer.
Alex Edler?
Chris Dredger.
Is he UFA? I don't think so. Why would Florida trade him? He's a big key to their success.
They can't afford to. They already got $10 million into their goaltending. They can't sign him next. They can't sign him. If he asks for $2 million, they can't sign him.
How much cap do they have? Let's look.
No, even if they have the cap, how much can you tie up in goaltenders?
Well, listen, I would bring him back because he is good. I like him a lot.
Wouldn't they be better off trading him and getting some assets for him?
I think they should just buy out Bobrovsky and make this guy the starter. Seriously, this guy's playing more games than Bobrovsky. No, it probably will never happen. But okay, how many games has this guy started? This guy has started 12 games.
Mm-hmm.
240 save or 240 goals against, 920 save. Let's go look at Bobrovsky's number here real quick. I love Cap Friendly. What a great site. You can get yourself lost on this damn site for hours. Bobrovsky,
Burger King.
Bobrovsky has 16 starts, 295 and a 905 save percentage. So it's substantially worse than Drieger in 4 more starts. So interesting for sure. I don't know what they're going to do with him.
Okay, I'm going to go on to the next guy.
All right.
Brandon Sutter, center for the Canucks, 32 years old.
I mean, should you trade Brandon Sutter and eat half the cap? Yes. I don't know if there's going to be much of a market for him. There's rumors that Edmonton is interested in him as their third line center with Kyle Turris hurt. I don't know.
Is Turris still hurt from the shit?
I think so. I think that Chris Tanev hurt. I don't think he's returned or hit. I don't think he has
either. Head up.
I don't think he played last night.
He didn't.
No, so that's a possible fit. I mean, that there are two similar players. Brandon Sutter is a really good penalty killer. Good on the dot. I mean, obviously hasn't been scoring for his production, but I mean, the Oilers can take him at $2.3 million for. And he's pending UFA too. So,
okay, I'm going to roll through these quick. We got to roll on here. You tell me yes or no. Michael Granlund.
Yes.
Kyle Palmieri.
Yes.
That's a big cap hit.
Yeah, he'll get moved. He's a good player.
Antti Ranta.
Well, Kemper's hurt right now, so I don't know. I don't know the severity of that, so they can't trade him.
Sam Bennett.
No.
Matt Dumba.
No.
Brandon Montour.
Yes.
Jonathan Bernier.
Ooh. Yes. I don't know.
Bobby Ryan.
So if somebody wants him, he'll go. Yeah.
Jake Virtanen.
You can have him for free. Take him.
I added him to the list.
I'll pay the shipping to send Virtanen anywhere but in the Canucks top 6.
Tanner Pearson.
The Canucks have been wanted to re-sign him. I don't know. If the Canucks fall out the next week, I think he moves.
Nick Cousins.
Nick Cousins. Where's he at nowadays?
Nashville. One more year at 1.5.
Yeah, he'll get moved. He'll get moved.
Alec Galakowski.
Is he still in Arizona?
Yep, $5.475 million UFA, 35 years old.
If Arizona eats half, which I doubt they do because they're cheap fucks, I doubt it. I doubt he gets moved.
Ryan Dzingel.
Yeah, Dzingel will definitely get moved.
I want him in Calgary bad.
He's good. He's a good player.
I wanted him in Calgary last summer.
Yeah, he's good.
Taylor Hall.
Yeah, he'll get moved, and it'll be like we talked about. Buffalo will eat half, and he'll be on his way.
Clayton Keller. 6 more years at 7.15.
I don't think so. That to me, like that's a guy you build your franchise around. That's not a guy you
trying to shed money, man.
Like if you're looking to shed money, then you trade Oliver Ekman-Larsson. You don't trade Clayton Keller.
Do you think somebody takes that contract on?
Well, the Canucks are this close, and it might have cost them a chance to sign to Foley because they wasted too much time on trying to get this guy.
I want you to go to bed now and thank God that you did not get Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
Well, yeah, because Thatcher Demko would have been on the Coyotes, and Jacob Markstrom would have been a Canuck. I don't know.
You wouldn't be able to afford your guys next year.
Well, I mean, Louis Eriksson would have been in that trade.
You hope.
No, he would have been to balance the cap. It would have been Eriksson, Demko, probably a first and a couple prospects. That's probably what the trade would have been. And thank God they didn't do that because, I mean, I think that Oliver Ekman-Larsson is severely overrated. Like, I don't think he's that good anymore.
Last one, Jack Eichel.
No, he's not getting moved.
I don't think so.
Can't see it. Who can afford 10 sheets, you know?
Not me. We are at the halfway point of the season, which is crazy to think. And when you look at divisions, and I'm back on the Athletics webpage again because I love that webpage, but I look at the projected standings, and it's already starting to be pretty telling on who's making the playoffs and who's not. I look at what is it called now? The Daisy Duke West region or West Division.
I don't pay attention to those projections. I don't like to read into those that much.
Well, okay. Let's pull out your standings. What do you read into then? Let's look at the West Division. I mean, Vegas is all but in, right?
Yeah, Vegas is in. Minnesota
all but in. Minnesota's all but in, and St. Louis is all but in. Who else?
I think that LA could take St. Louis's spot.
Oh,
I think they could.
Got to make up 7 points.
7? What? They're 5 points. 5 points out with the game in hand on St. Louis. Like, I don't think that's that crazy. I'm pretty sure. Let me check here. Exit out of this.
I don't know. I don't think that's doable.
Hold on. Let me look. March, April.
They're 5 points back with a game in hand. Doesn't mean they're going
to. They don't have any games left against the Blues.
Yeah,
but I mean, they do play the Arizonas. They play.
So does LA, or so does St. Louis, though.
Oh no, they play St. Louis twice more. Sorry, I lied about that.
The odds on Athletic have it at Arizona. LA has a 14% chance of making the playoffs.
They play Arizona twice. It got postponed. They play them actually tomorrow night. They were supposed to play yesterday, but it got postponed because LA got stranded in a snowstorm in Denver. You saw that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they play Anaheim like 5 times. So obviously, got to win those games.
I don't know. I just don't think it's mathematically possible on that one. Let's roll on over to the Central, and this one a little bit different. I think Tampa, Carolina. How good is this team?
The Central, how the top 4 is what it's going to finish us.
Huh? The top 3 are guarantees.
No, the top 4.
So you think Dallas or Chicago is a guarantee?
Yeah. Are any of those 4 catching them? I mean, okay, we got to put an asterisk here because Dallas has 6 games in hand on.
Well, take that into consideration.
There's still like 9 back though.
I don't think Columbus is getting in.
Columbus, Nashville, Detroit ain't getting in. So Dallas is the only one that can take Chicago's spot.
So if you had to lay money down in Vegas, would you lay money down on Dallas or Chicago?
Like if I had to do it right now?
Yes.
Dallas just isn't healthy, man. I'll put my money on Chicago. I'll put my money on the Blackhawks making the playoffs.
Okay, the Blackhawks, according to this, have a 35% chance, and Dallas has a 56% chance.
Yeah, well, like this. Who do you got winning this division? I mean, Tampa's 2 points out. Carolina's a point out. Can Florida hang on here?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Florida's won 7 of their last 10. Carolina's won 8 of their last 10. They're 10-1-1 at home.
Yeah, they got fans back in the building. You got that storm surge rocking and rolling again, baby. I know you love that.
I mean, listen to these home records though. Florida 9-3-3, Carolina 10-1-1, Tampa 10-2-0. Like seriously, like those teams are going to battle it all year. I think Tampa wins it just based off their sheer experience. Better goaltenders.
Fair enough. Yeah, but Vasilevsky's on another planet right now. So,
you know, I think
Carolina just lost to Detroit today. I think that's odd.
I will buy in with you on this one though. I think Chicago gets in, and I don't think Dallas does, just because I didn't have Dallas in the beginning of the year. So why would I change my pick now?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's roll on over to the East. And this one to me is fairly cut and dried.
Mm-hmm.
Washington sits in first, Islanders in second, both tied with 42 points. Islanders are freaking red hot. Washington's red hot. They're both 9-1 in their last 10. Pittsburgh's in third, Boston's in fourth, and Philly's 3 back of Boston with 1 game in hand.
And Philly's 6 back with 3 in hand on Pittsburgh too. So, like, yeah. I don't think Pittsburgh's making the playoffs. I'm sticking to my guns. I'm doubling down. I don't think Pittsburgh's making playoffs. I think it's going to be Washington, Islanders, Boston, Philadelphia.
Philadelphia doesn't get in. I didn't have them in at the beginning of the year. They got a 51% chance of making it now. They're not making it.
The thing is about Philly, they got these games in hand, but they're getting all these guys back off the COVID list. I mean, they were a team that was affected hard by the COVID protocols, and now they're finally getting healthy, and they're finally getting on a roll here. So we'll see how it goes for them.
I don't know, man. I just don't see that one happening. Philly doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. Let's talk about the North. And here, this one's really up in the air. I think Toronto's in. I think Winnipeg is in. I think Ottawa is out. I think Vancouver is out. I think the final 3 spots are between Montreal, Edmonton, and Calgary.
I wouldn't.
Coming from the guy that had Vancouver in last week.
I wouldn't write Vancouver off just yet.
Wait a minute now. Is this a role reverse? Last week I said Vancouver was getting in.
But last time we did this pod, Vancouver wasn't on 5 of 6 game winning streak. So, they were coming off just beating Toronto, right? That one game, and they had a big week. Then that's all. Like I said, this division is a damn roller coaster. It's up and down and up and down. This week is a huge week for the Canucks because you got a game against Ottawa tomorrow, and then you got back-to-back games against Montreal. If they win all 3 of those games, Brad, okay. Montreal, say they lose to Winnipeg. Say Montreal loses to Winnipeg, okay? Vancouver wins, they go up to 32. Vancouver sweeps, they are 36 points, and Montreal has 3 games in hand. So, that's how fast it can change. Vancouver wins 3 games in a row, Vancouver's in a playoff spot. That's how crazy this can go. They can go from 6 to 4.
The thing working against Vancouver is
the games, for sure, 100%. They need some help to get in the playoffs. But, dude, Thatcher Demko is probably the best goalie in the NHL this past 3 weeks. The past 3 weeks, nobody in the NHL, besides maybe Vasilevsky, has been the better goaltender in the NHL. These last 6 starts, he's 5-1 with the save percentage of .967. It's unbelievable. The stuff that he's doing.
Hide your team's shittiness, though.
No, sure. Obviously,
you said it last night. Your team won a game they had no business winning against.
Oh yeah. They. I mean, that's the thing, though. They found a way to win, and that's Vancouver was playing good, and they weren't winning. But now, they're winning games where they don't deserve to win. So it goes both ways. You know what I mean?
So you're behind the bus driver now.
Well, I hold the keys, so I'll decide when I gotta start that bus.
Oh God!
I'll decide. So right now they are still in the hunt.
So Toronto's in and Winnipeg's in. We both agree on that.
Yes. Edmonton. This goaltending, man. I don't know. This they have all the talent in the world to go run and gun with teams, but
their defense is
Calgary looks really good under Sutter. They're 3-0. They're 2 points out of a playoff spot. Montreal's got a game in hand. I'll say Calgary. I don't want to do it. I don't want to look like a fool.
I'm
gonna say Edmonton's in. I'm gonna say Edmonton is in.
So you've got
Toronto, Winnipeg, Edmonton are in. Montreal, Calgary, Vancouver for that last spot.
And who gets it?
I don't know. I'll let you know in 2 weeks. I'm not giving you an answer right now.
That's like
I'll give you an answer in 2 weeks. We will know who is in the playoffs.
In the golf tournament this week, and I say, well, let me wait till the 17th hole, and I'll tell you who's going to win the golf tournament.
We will know in 2 weeks who is making the playoffs and who's not in the West or in the North. I'm serious.
All right. Let's go around the league.
Inside Edge Hockey News, lighting the lamp and raising the cup.
U.S. comes down with a deal with U.S. television deal in the NHL, and that is a deal with ESPN, which includes ABC, ESPN Plus, and Hulu. They're going to do 7 years, streaming and media rights, exclusive coverage of the Stanley Cup Final on ABC in 4 of the 7 years, half Stanley Cup playoffs, on ABC and ESPN each season, 25 exclusive national regular season games on ABC or ESPN, and 75 national games on ESPN Plus and Hulu. This is more money than it's less money than the NHL wanted pre-COVID, but more money than they thought post-COVID.
Yep.
But this is only half of the deal. So do you think it's a good thing that they're back on ESPN or not?
I think it is. And the fact that ABC owned by ESPN, is that true?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was just confused there. I remember you remember 2003, off the floor on the board, Gary Thorne, ABC Cup final. Like that's a call that gives you chills, and like that people forget like ABC did that game. So it's crazy to see ABC getting back in because when you look at ABC, they're known for the NBA finals, right? They're not known for doing hockey anymore. So it's nice to see those two kind of get back in the NHL. We talked about a streaming. Remember, we said is Netflix going to get it? Is Amazon Prime going to get it?
I still think Amazon Prime is going to be part of this.
Hulu stepped up. Hulu's not available.
They're owned by ESPN.
Hulu is not, and they own Disney. So
Disney owns them all.
Disney owns them all. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Walt Disney.
Here's the other thing, though. I'm happy they're on ESPN. Now, this is coming from an American.
Yeah.
Like, I'm happy they're on ESPN, but I'm not happy either because ESPN has completely shafted the National Hockey League forever and ever and ever.
Well, they're not going to be anymore.
How do you know? Last time they had the deal, World Poker Tour was more important than the
and let me tell you, they didn't fork out almost $1 billion to the NHL. They're going to be showcased. They're going to be showcased properly.
Can I do something that scares? I want to have you do something that scares me a little bit. Okay, click on your webpage, type in ESPN.com.
Yeah, I know they got bowling and yada.
They're not even one of the header sports at the top of the webpage.
Well, they will be. They will be.
I hope so.
They will. The NHL will be just fine with ESPN who would you have? Fox Sports?
No, I thought it would go back to NBC. And I actually think
NBC obviously didn't want to pony up the money, right?
Well, NBC, you got to look at NBC ponies up the money for a lot. Like
horse racing and
they put in another so many billions of dollars into the NFL.
Yeah,
more NFL.
Yeah,
they know that that's where the money's at. Like,
yeah,
I
think it's a matter of time before NBC gets into some baseball too. Like they don't do
baseball is not a big thing, man, television wise in the States.
Really?
No.
Is that America's pastime, buddy?
It was. Now the NFL completely owns it.
Yeah, and the NBA is pretty popular down there too.
The NBA
is pretty popular down there, especially in the southern parts.
I'm telling you what, the NHL had as higher ratings as the NBA did in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, partially the NBA's fault because they're like stuck on TBS and TNT.
Yep. Yeah.
That's part of their own fault. Helmet sponsorships. They will never go away now.
Yep, they'll be here.
The NHL, according to the Sports Business Journal, made up about $100 million in revenue this year with signage and the helmet logos and things like that.
Really?
Yeah, which is good. But it's good, but it's a lot of money. I mean,
will this big TV deal? The cap's still gonna be flat, right?
Flat for the next 4 years. It sounds like.
Yeah, that's brutal.
The players wanted that.
Yeah, the players made their own bed. Now they have to sleep in it, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. I mean, the players obviously owe a lot of money back for escrow, right?
Tons of the owners are losing in the billions this year.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that negotiation goes.
The Blues re-sign your buddy Jordan Binnington, the new deal. Yeah. Full no trade clause for the first 3 years, $6 million AAV, 6 years, so $36 million deal. He's the 10th highest NHL goaltender salary wise. His new contract equals Calgary Flames goaltender Jacob Markstrom. How do you feel like this? How do you feel about this deal, Blake?
Well, I mean, if you follow me on Twitter, if any listeners follow me on Twitter, I quote tweeted that and I put yikes in capital letters. This is not going to age well for the St. Louis Blues.
I put it right up the Matt Murray deal.
If you saw the way that Binnington played in the bubble last year, that is very concerning. He had a save percentage that starts with an 8, and he had a goals against that starts with a 5. I know I'm not a big math guy, but that's not very good, right? He's put up good numbers in his career, right? Obviously, he had that storybook breakout year, won the cup and stuff. But, dude, this guy, like, he's been inconsistent this year. Like, I don't think this is going to. I mean, Louis Eriksson 6x6 worked out in Vancouver, so who knows? Maybe this will work out too. But I don't know. Like this could be a really, really dumb signing for the Blues.
I put it right up there with the Matt Murray deal. I do.
Yeah, it's
some people in St. Louis I've talked to are really excited about this deal.
I mean, the fact that he got the same contract as Markstrom is like that's highway robbery. Binnington should go to jail for that. That he got that much money.
More power to him, I guess.
He is robbing the Blues. Blind.
Well, more power to him. Last night, Battle of Alberta, Calgary wins the game 4-3. There was one incident I wanted to talk about briefly. Jujhar runs Shillington in front of the boards.
Did you think it was that bad?
Not horrible.
It wasn't. It was not like, oh yeah, we're going. Like it wasn't one of those.
No, but it definitely needed to be.
He sent a message. Sure.
It was right to the head, though. It was target the head. It was target the head. Would I send him for it? No.
Do you think he meant to do that, though?
Absolutely. Did you see him? Look at the look on his face. He watch the replay of that. You can even see the look on his face.
Okay, like I said, every hit looks worse in slow mo.
I've never even seen it in slow motion. I've never even.
It looks really bad in slow mo, but like live, it's like okay, like 2 minutes, 2 minutes for elbowing, 2 minutes for head contact. I mean, good for Jujhar Khaira for
right when it happened. Right when it happened, I was like, "Damn it! I wish Lucic was on the ice because he'd kill him right now."
Yeah.
And then he had to answer the bell to Richie, and Richie KO'd him, knocked him out. Knocked him out.
Yeah. He caught him right on the bell. People
want to get dirty. You always got to pay the price, right?
Well, I mean, that sucked for Calgary. That's their first line right winger in the box for 5 minutes.
Whoa, I'm sorry. Well worth it. And that's not the first line, Blake.
Oh, he played with Gaudreau and Monahan, did he not?
Gaudreau and Monahan aren't the first line. Look at the minutes. They were third line in minutes.
Oh, they were? Okay, so
they have been every night.
But he was playing. He's playing with them, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And he's been.
So that Lindholm line has turned into kind of Daryl Sutter's favorite line to deploy, right?
The Backlund line's right there too.
Yeah. So Daryl Sutter, I'm happy to see Daryl Sutter back in the biz because I love his press conferences. He's out there doodling on his papers and
he's writing a grocery list.
What is he like? What is he writing down? What is he writing down? He's writing down a painting or like what's he doing?
Did you see last night? He was like had a highlighter and he was like coloring a guy in.
Yeah, I don't. What is he doing? Like he's just like answering the interview, answering the question, writing down shit. I'm like, dude.
No, you gotta love it, don't you?
He's good. He's a character.
Oh God, I laugh every time he's on. I look forward to the press conferences now. Are you ready for 3 questions?
Let's go.
It's one all, one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
It's time for 3 questions.
Time for another edition of 3 questions. It's my turn this week to fire 3 at Blake. He'll fire them back at me next week. Blake, you ready for number 1?
Let's go.
Are the Winnipeg Jets a defenseman away from being a Stanley Cup contender?
Well, you kind of answered that question for yourself with getting Ekholm, right?
I didn't say anything about the Stanley Cup, did I?
I don't think you did. Hellebuck is legit. They got a good top 6.
You got a good top 9.
I say, like, I think they're 2 defensemen away. I think they got to go out and get 2 guys.
They have the best offensive core in the National Hockey League.
Yeah, they got one of the best top 6. I mean, with the
Top 9s.
with the addition of Dubois, I like Lowry, Kopp on that third line. With Mason Appleton, has been really good too.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I think they're a couple D-man away though.
Question number 2. Is Braden Holtby old news in Vancouver and a trade piece?
I don't know. Like, if Vancouver wanted a chance, one of the goalies had to take the reins, right, and be the guy, right? And Demko's done that. He started 7 of the last 8, and he's won 7 of 8. So he's taken over that number 1 job. Hope he's probably going to start tomorrow for the first time in 2 weeks. So we'll see what he does. I mean, obviously he's probably getting some time in with Ian Clark. I don't know if he's a trade piece because like who can afford $4.3 million next year? Like that's I like your thought about the Edmonton possibility. I don't mind that.
What is Vancouver going to give Edmonton a piece that can beat them?
We'll have to see. I mean, I don't think Holtby's very good anymore. I don't know.
You just said a while back that he was going to be just fine for you.
I mean,
what happened, Blake?
That was before.
What?
That was before he had. That was before he had like 4 straight bad starts.
So you're going to write a goalie off on 4 starts?
I don't know. He's just not playing very good. I don't know.
Oh my God, that's what's wrong with Vancouver right there. Right there is exactly.
He's not playing very good.
Question number 3. If it was completely up to you, would you keep the North Division for the future?
If it was up to me, sure. Yeah. If I was making a decision, sure. I don't think that. I don't think the rest of the league would like that because.
Why?
Well, okay. Is it okay? Well, keep them together, but they play the rest of the league.
Well, you wouldn't be. Yeah, you'd be playing the rest of the league. You don't run a normal schedule like every division's going to run. You'd just be the North Division. I know Canadian television would love it.
Yeah, I mean they would. I mean, I'm not there for the Austin Matthews stroke off every Saturday night, but
you get the Austin Matthews stroke off every night, whether he's in the North or in the
Nylander stroke off. We got a Tavares stroke off.
That's the Toronto factor. That doesn't go away if the North Division goes away.
Oh man, it just gives me a pounding headache. If it was up to me, sure, keep it together.
On to the listener question. This week, I don't have a listener question, but I've got a trivia question for you, Blake. So you got to get your thinking cap on.
All right.
It's a good question. Name the only current National Hockey League head coach that leads 2 franchise in all-time coaching wins.
It's not Barry Trotz.
Nope.
It's not Daryl Sutter.
Nope.
It's not Pierre Laviolette, maybe?
Nope. Where's Laviolette's not even coaching, dude.
Yes, he is.
Oh yeah,
are you high?
Yeah, he is.
Jesus, man.
Told you I'm in the North bubble.
Get your shit together. Dude. I'm trying to think here. Who has been around for a long time?
Do you want a hint?
Who did he coach? Who's the teams?
One of the teams, I can't give you both the teams. One of the teams that he coached was the Carolina Hurricanes.
Carolina Hurricanes.
He won.
Paul Maurice.
Yes. Paul Maurice won 384 games with the Carolina Hurricanes and 287 with the Winnipeg Jets. Now for bonus points, can you name the one? There's one other coach that holds the franchise records for coaches in two franchises. He's not a current coach anymore. He coached in Minnesota and he coached in New Jersey, and he holds the franchise record for both those organizations. Can you name the coach?
Minnesota and New Jersey?
Yep.
The North Stars?
Nope. Minnesota Wild, New Jersey Devils.
I have no idea.
Jacques Lemaire.
Okay.
Can you name Vancouver's?
Yeah, it's Alain Vigneault.
How many games?
Ooh. It's over 500. What do you mean? Is it over 500? I don't know. No, it's like 400 something, isn't it?
300 some.
Oh shit! Hey, they were pretty good back in the day.
Oh my god, that is a good way to end the night. Holy cow!
Wait, who's Calgary's? Bob Hartley?
Bob Johnson.
Is it Bob Johnson? Okay.
Edgar Bob, yeah, 193. Daryl Sutter is the Kings with 225.
Is he the Kings?
Yeah,
see, that's why I was gonna say Daryl Sutter for that first Paul Maurice question because I knew he was the Kings. I wasn't sure if he's Calgary's or not.
No,
he only coached him a couple of years because he was a GM after that, right?
Yeah, he only coached him a couple of years.
Unfinished business. We'll see how that pays off for him.
We'll see. The games are starting to mean more every day. NHL trade deadlines around the corner. Buyers and sellers are being determined. We'll find out if Vancouver is a seller real soon. Yeah, it's another good week of hockey. Enjoy this week's condensed week of hockey. We're back next week for another episode. Check us out on the YouTube channel at Inside Edge Hockey News. Check us out on Apple Podcasts. Rate, review us, subscribe. Please give us reviews. It moves us up the chart. Get on over to manscaped.com. Buy and use promo code DEBATE. Save yourself 20% off. They'll ship it to you free. Great deals, great grooming. All from the Hockey Podcast Network. Enjoy this week's hockey action. We'll see you next week.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Debate Hockey Podcast with your host, Brad Burud. For more great content and to stay up to date, visit InsideEdgeHockeyNews.com and on Twitter at InsideEdge, HOCKE, and Facebook at Inside Edge Hockey News. We'll catch you next time.
This has been a production of Inside Edge Hockey News Radio, copyrighted and distributed by the Inside Edge Hockey Media Group.